Thank you to Jenny and Marie for keeping me on the straight and narrow, my adult babysitters. Joe's next. I'm back tomorrow for All Request Friday. And just to say, after the news, regulate!
This is Radio 2 on BBC Sounds
and on your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 2.
BBC News at 7 o'clock. This is Catherine Cracknell. The boss of NatWest has apologised to the former UKIP leader Nigel Farage for what she said were deeply inappropriate comments about him in official papers. Mr Farage says his account at the exclusive Coutts Bank, which is part of the NatWest Group, was closed because of his political views. Dame Alison Rose said there would be a full review of the processes at Coutts. The government has since announced plans to make it harder for banks to close accounts. The Economic Secretary to the Treasury, Andrew Griffith, said they would have prevented the row.
We're giving customers more power by having longer notice periods and that need for an explanation. So everything that's happened in the last few days that's turned out in respect of Coutts and Mr Farage, that would all have been a lot clearer had there been a clear explanation required up front, which is what the new regulations will say.
15 experts involved in the Glasgow COP26 summit have warned that Britain's interest in tackling global warming has faded. The Labour peer Lord Stern, who led a 2006 review on the economics of climate change, says the UK has taken a backward step. Downing Street insists the UK is still a global leader on net zero. Russia's denied it's preparing to attack civilian ships in the Black Sea despite the collapse of a deal with Ukraine. The agreement, which was negotiated by the UN and Turkey, had facilitated the export of grain from the country. Anya Quinn, who writes about food and commodities for Bloomberg, says the other options have numerous drawbacks.
Recently, there have actually been bigger volumes going via river or rail or road than there have been going through the Black Sea. But there are a lot of problems with those. Like, for example, there's slightly different size railways in Ukraine and its European neighbours, and also the ships that can go by river are much smaller than the ones that can go by sea, so exports go a lot more slowly that way.
Supermarkets have been cleared of profiteering from rising inflation by the Competition and Markets Authority, but the watchdog says they should make their pricing displays clearer. It's found it could be difficult for customers to compare goods based on the prices on shelves. The former chief executive of Sainsbury's, Justin King, says the regulator is recommending ministers take action to make them clearer.
The government may need to look at the legislation